Thank you.
Okay, hi everyone. So it's my pleasure again to be the host for this panel discussion, and also really to see Dr. Winnie, the old friend, and also the professor from Mexico, from Guanajuato. Really is, time flies really. I still can remember first time, Dr. Winnie, when did we meet in first time? Probably 4 or 5 years ago now, right? And also
Yes.
the first time I was mentioned to Professor, I visit Guanajuato, that was in 2019. Well, really time flies, 4 years now already, since last time we really visit. But really, the first thing I really want to discuss with you guys is really about, during this 4 to 5 years with GDT journey, so how's your experience? What is your highlights or what is your lowlights? Can you really share with everyone the challenges we're facing or really the highlights, all the good times we have? What is your experience? Probably we can start from Dr. Winnie. But also, before Dr. Winnie and Professor from Guanajuato, also myself really, everyone probably know me from the lecture, but also something I want to share today is also not from a professor point of view, but also from a practitioner point of view, because really in the last few years, I practice myself all the theories I'm teaching, actually on the program, and that was quite a successful story. I also want to share my own experience with everyone here. So probably, shall we just let Winnie to start with? How was your journey in the last few years of GDT? Hi, Dr. Winnie, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Okay, my journey with GDT at Utah, to be honest, is a new chapter of my professional and also my research in Utah. So it is actually started in the 2016. When we first signed an MOU with Alibaba. So when I first introduced with the GDT Trail with a success story, especially the video itself, transformations has happened extensively, appointed as an accommodation transformation too. So it is all about making changes to the way we educate our students. So, but first thing first, we the accommodations should change our mindset. So it is hard for the academician to move away from theory-based teaching. So we at Utah, we opt for 100% coursework-based project when it comes to digital commerce and digital entrepreneurship. The program actually gave me a very good opportunities to mentor students from different faculties as well as from different backgrounds. At the same time, it also expanded my industry networking, where I managed to get industry grant consulting work from the industry, and it allows me to dive closer to the industry, knowing what are the expectations from talent that they are expecting from the university. From there, we start to notice that there is a gap of the digital talent that the universities can produce or to provide to meet the industry needs. So therefore, we find that it is very important for the digital entrepreneurship or the digital commerce or digital transformation. We should not limit to the only to the business or the management system, management students, but we need to open to all the students in the university. So at the same time, with the knowledge and the exposures that we gain from the digital program, our students, the lecturers, and myself, we are actually helping the underprivileged group to transform their business digitally by stages. And when Utah, we promise we care and we will act. Thank you.
Well, thanks very much. You really say something like mindset change of a university academic, You talk about you really expanded your industry network to the real industry, and I really realized there's a major gap between the talents we're producing and what the society really needs, right? So, Doctor, are you really sharing the same experience?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. As Dr. Higgins said, basically in Guanajuato, in Mexico, this second generation, we're part, and you were our mentor from that GDT program. We all remember you. The intention was that not only the students, but also the small businesses, the small companies, small and medium enterprises were benefited. So in Mexico, the Ministry of Economy, by means of the Training State Institute, took this programming, this second generation, not only to offer to students, to universities, but also to invite SMEs to be part of the process. So they were, during the second part of the project, they were involved. So they were learning at the same time the new platform, the new digital transformation, the shift, the paradigm, how to do the leapfrog, etc. All of the concept we were talking about. So the intention was that sectors like the footwear and leather, sectors like the food industry, and sectors like the handcraftsmanship were also improving. At least they knew how to export. They knew how to use the metrics on the social media, or they basically took what comes from the world, have different suppliers to have a better value chain.
Right. So is there any challenges you find out when you're, especially in Guanajuato, when the university students really working with the real industry SMEs to help them to transform, right? But is there any challenges, Dr. Winnie, or also from Guanajuato, you find that what the real challenges are when a student really go to the industry? Probably there's a network issue here. Probably we can start from the Guanajuato experience.
I think the challenge is basically that SMEs are old-fashioned in terms of what they do what they know, what
exactly.
they need to do. So they are not challenging or jeopardizing anything. They think, I don't need to jeopardize that. So I go what I know. My parents, my grandfather did the same way. So that was the most important thing, to make them know that future is here. That digital world is here. So they need, if they want to survive, they have to.
So the message is really well received by the industry?
They are, because they are keen on knowing what to do.
Okay.
And I think that's part is we know what to do. We have the know-how, and just trust us.
Okay, but also Dr. Winnie mentioned about, as an academic yourself, do you really see some transformation yourself as well as an academic?
Yes,
when you really see a very different business world, new technologies.
Yeah, especially for those colleagues, teacher colleagues, that they are professors from BA in commerce, things like that. They got it from. That's fantastic for them. But even for engineering, from other aspects, at the end, if you want to be an entrepreneur, you need to have these bases, these fundamentals. So as a teacher, as the faculty member, we also grew, as person, as people, and as teachers.
Yeah, great. Yeah, that's really the inclusiveness, right? The teachers, the society, the young students. That's really come back to our GDT mission, right? It's to promote a digital transformation for, have all this kind of inclusiveness. So probably we'll go back to Dr. Winnie. I hope the network is better now. No?
Hi, Dr. Winnie, can you hear us? I think there's some problems on the connection, so your video and your voice has been lost for a while.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Please try again.
Okay.
I think your voice has been breaking down.
I can't hear the questions.
Oh,
May I know what's the questions?
It's getting better now. Hi, Dr. Winnie.
Can you hear us?
Hi, can you hear me? Yes.
Yeah, the question was, Dr. Winnie, was What is the challenges when you really bring the student to the society, to the industry? You know, do you face any challenges?
I should, yes, for sure. I think the first thing first is it is about the mindset from the industry. One of the dilemma from the company, from the industry, is that they do not know who should they recruit. Should they recruit students who are from business or management background, or they should actually recruit students from IT? The reason is because the issues actually arise within the company itself, because they are not sure about digital transformation is the responsibility and accountability of the sales department, the marketing department, or the IT department. So whenever I involve in the consultancy, I always need to address the same questions over and over again. So there is a misconception from the industry. It's about the digital transformation is a one-man task. So they will think that digital transformation, by right, it should be a journey and it involves everyone in the organization. Yeah. So it is more about their mindset or the culture of the organization to ensure that the technology can be deployed as a multiplier of impact to the organization themselves. It is quite sad to hear the digital talent who can actually perform the task from A to Z, from product listing, product handling, digital marketing, from video creation, video editing, content creator, data analytics, everything. So basically, I feel that industry is looking for a superhero. So if I think it's a concept or it's a mindset that have to see the digital transformation as a journey for the organization, but not only putting the responsibility to one or two staff within the organization. But to be honest, when it comes to company who go through this pandemic, they realize this. So that's where they actually started to strategize their planning, their resources for this digital transformation for the company.
Yeah.
So regarding the students, I think from our side, we encourage, in fact, we promote GDT programs to students from all backgrounds. We receive a lot of students from architectures, especially, they got so excited for this because they see potential of this digital entrepreneurship for their profession. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thanks very much. That's really the insights, really. Yeah, because remember, Dr. Winnie, in the program, when we talk about a digital transformation, we say the transformation is hard, but the digital one actually is harder, because as you say, it's not a one department thing. People thinking, bring a few IT, I got on platform, that's digitalized. No, it's not. It's actually the entire organization has to be transformed. Probably the whole team has to be really transformed. So it really has to be starting from the boss, the number one guy. If he's not determined to go through kind of this revolutionary transformations, digital transformation is not going to happen. Absolutely. You have all this kind of traditional forces in organizations say, no, we don't want to change. Because you push people to the extreme for change. That's really challenging. So really, our students or our universities really should tell, when you're doing consultancy jobs or when we actually talk to the companies who are trying to join in this program, to be realized, actually it's not just getting on a platform and buying and selling. It's about entire mindset change, entire paradigm shift. That's and the boss, the CEO, the chairman has to be the one leading the project. Otherwise, nothing really going to happen. I think that's really the challenges we're facing, because we are all training the people to go through the transformation. But also from my own experience, actually, how do we gain the trust from the company? Because in the company, there's a lot of traditional, people there saying, no, it won't work. Don't trust them. And if you're just trying to go in there to change a little bit of this, a little bit of that, end of the day, you're going to prove, yeah, it doesn't work. So there's a lot of people there to waiting to see it doesn't work. So you're challenging the status quo already there. So how do we, as a university or as consultancies or governments, really to help the company to understand, what needs to be done, in terms of transformation, and for our student also to go into the company to earn the trust from the industry. I think that's very important. They have to show, they are resilient. They have to show it works. They have to show, no matter how hard it is, we're going to work very hard towards it. To earn the trust from the industry. I think that's often the most challenging one, really.
Absolutely. To show that it works may take a generational change, for some owners, for some SME owners. So, as university, as the government, we need to keep on, to keep on.
Yeah.
That's it. That's the point.
Yeah.
Just to show.
Never give up, really.
Never give up.
We have to try again and again and again, right? Yeah. So something I can really share with all these lectures, my own experience is actually, in the last 1 year, last probably 12 months, I started my own D2C business, really. I told everyone in the lecture. Obviously, to be honest, the business is quite successful. But I'm not here to talking about how successful my business is, because for 12 months, we actually grow the company from zero now to 20 million to $30 million revenue a year within 12 months. But the point I really want to emphasize is actually I followed every single thing from the GDT program. I actually practiced my own theories. Mm-hmm. I'm probably, sometimes people describe, I'm probably the best student of myself. So remember, actually, I teach everyone, in the program, say, the new digital organization, right? We say now a lot of people can really work digitally online, and so we can have talent all around the world. I did that. So my team actually established a brand in the US with 20 people from all over the world. In the last 2 years, we actually never met in person. So I have 2 people sitting in the Hangzhou office. My customer service people is from Philippines. My data analyst is from a station in Spain. My Google media buyer is based in India. My email guys from state in Bulgaria. My content creation guys in the US. So I actually managed a digital team around the world and make it happen. That's really a new form of a business, because then my talent is not only limited here in China, in Hangzhou, in Shanghai. So my team is everywhere in the world. So pay attention to this kind of thing. This kind of thing are really happening. I really read a report from McKinsey in 2022. Basically, people saying the working from home is going to be the trends. Really about, all these people all these freelancers, the creators, marketing consultancies, media by people will leave agency and working independently. So we taught that in the GDT program, right? So I really practiced that myself. Okay, I think that's really to really prove the GDT program really, really works. I mean, we also talk about a change of working style, right? Or working the formula working. Now the ChatGPT coming up, right? Really have to see how seriously that can reshape the industry. I was in Google head office in China a week ago. I met their Asian Pacific director. One of the questions we discussed is about when ChatGPT is going to be there, how it's going to really impact the SEO from Google, the rules of Google. Because in the past, if you try to do SEO, you're just producing a lot of content, right? So the Google search engine knows you. But now, one of the companies saying, I'm used to investing a lot of resources, a lot of people are writing all these articles, publish all this kind of content on the world to get very high ranking in SEO. But now my competitors can do that in 2 days. So how Google is really going to change the SEO rules? Well, the director would say, I don't know, but it's coming. So all these kind of things we all taught in the GDT program now become reality. Yeah, so I'm really pleased. All the things we're teaching, it's there. It's where we're really foreseeing the future. We're really practicing ourselves, and really confidently, I really want to pass on all of you. It works. Yeah, that would be my sharing. For the first question I want to ask. But secondly, we also talk about the industry. We touch base on a little bit. What kind of talent the industry now really is seeking. This is really the message I think we also need to pass to our students. The world is changing. Even you see how competitive it is now. I mean, here in China, we can really recruit talent all over the world. So the talent here in China is no longer competing with the talent here in China. They're competing with the international talents. That's the challenge. I mean, always this kind of a ChatGPT coming up. All these kind of things are really will reshape the digital industry. And speed up the digital transformation. So I think this is really the message we need to talk to our students again, right? Yeah. But then another question I really want to ask: what is looking to the future? What is your expectations of the GDT program? How can Alibaba help, in the future to reach, to get this program better and better? Is there anything?
For me? Okay.
Yeah.
Can I start? So I think the expectations are clear from the Guanajuato state government standpoint, and they have to see what's next. In terms of the program, because we finished the first and second part, we are certified as GDT instructors and part of the program. But the intention is that we need to have a network that supports that knowledge we acquired, because what we have in handy is limited in comparison to this ecosystem we just learned about. So I'm sure that as here in China, the government made a great deal in terms of the ecosystem to make it happen in terms of infrastructure and things like that. I think we are looking for something like that in Mexico. So I think Alibaba Group can help us in that part, to go further in terms of the program, to set a second or third part follow-up, okay, just to have in handy the real ecosystem that we knew about with this program. I think that would be the expectation.
Great, yeah, it's not just teaching anymore. I believe the first stage now is done, right? Everyone's trained, all the lecturers are trained, the teachers are trained. What's next? So we need to probably build an ecosystem, GDT itself, right?
Exactly.
Have companies, platforms, governments, all working together to go further now into real practice.
That's where we're coming from. Yeah.
Great. Dr. Winnie, what is your expectations of a GDT program going forward?
Hi. I think at this moment, I think it would be good if we can, if Alibaba can actually help us in a way that how we can have some kind of student exchanges, GDT students exchange at the different countries, so that at least we can see that what are the different problems or the potential or the innovation that can actually bring back to the country or bring back to the universities. That I think there is definitely somewhere something that we can learn from another countries as well from another universities, because I think the infra is different. The mindset is different. So I think this kind of cross-country sharing would be very, very good.
Wow. That would be great, yeah. So we really get our Mexico lectures here today, right? The first visitor after pandemic. You know, yeah, Dr. You should come back again, right? I still remember we were in the EU College of Commerce, but that was in actually 2018, right? Yeah, please do come back, you know, visit us.
Yes.
And yeah, I think really it's a good idea. We're moving the lectures around and sharing different countries' practices. You know, that will be truly a network, right? A GDT network supposed to be there. Great, great. So yeah, thanks very much for sharing today.
To be
Sorry.
To be honest, I think the trip which I made to Hangzhou that time, because before that we were actually looking at videos you don't really see with our own eyes. So when we experience it, you see, at China, it's really a change of a mindset. Something that tells us that, you know, hey, the world is changing. Yeah, something that actually makes me think forward on what we should do in terms of educations to bring our students closer to digital transformation. Thank you.
Thank you. So thank you, Dr. Winnie. Thank you for being here.
My pleasure.
Yeah. So that will be the panel today. Thanks very much.